and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program host and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by TCN TV Network Incorporated. Due to the social nature of this broadcasting channel, videos may contain content copyrighted by another entity or person. The TCN TV Network claims no rights to the said content. TCN TV Network cannot be held accountable for the copyrighted content. TCN TV Network is a messenger and sharer of information and strives to verify but cannot warrant the accuracy of copyrights or completeness of the information on this program.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Shaping Life. And again, a huge apology for us starting a little bit late with, again, those technical difficulties. But I think the reason is because my guest today, she's just too hot for the internet. And I think that's what's happening. So welcome to Shaping Life. Finally, we're here. This is the show where we discuss all things health and we connect with the right people and information to set us on a path to being our best selves. And today, my very special guest, as I said, too hot for the internet, is Miss Susie Turner. You get that intro, right, Susie?
I get it.
Well-deserved intro. This is take 2. We were trying to do this back on January 10th, and show just didn't happen. Everything happens for a reason. But I'm so glad that we are here today, and thank you so much for being here with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for the invite. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. So I want to read a little bit about who you are and just introduce our audience to you today. So Susie is a fitness professional. She's the founder and CEO of Be Beautiful Naturally, and she believes in overall well-being for all people, but mainly focusing on women's health. She's the founder of When Natural Hair Meets Fitness, where she teaches women to no longer choose hair over health, and this is going to be a great discussion, so I can't wait to get into that. Susie Turner is also the founder of We Fit Together Gala and Award Show, which is an event that celebrates all fitness professionals. She also hosts Susie TV, a weekly Instagram live show where she dives into topics like mental illness, money matters, fitness and nutrition, and more. So again, Susie, welcome. Tell us where you're joining us from today.
Thank you. I'm actually joining from my house here in Westerville, Ohio.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So, yes.
Love it. So today, Susie,
Yes.
We're going to be
Thank you.
talking about some of your personal transformation, but I'm also really looking forward to, like I said, discussing some of your business initiatives, When Natural Hair
Sure.
Meets Fitness and your We Fit Together Gala. And also, I have to mention that you just celebrated your 63rd birthday, so happy belated birthday.
Woo! Thank you.
What?
Still celebrating.
Still celebrating, as you should be, absolutely.
Still celebrating, yes.
But let's take a look at this picture, okay? Because I don't want to brush over this photo, okay? Let's all just take this in for a moment. Look at your incredible physique. I know that a lot of dedication and hard work goes into that.
A lot.
Chapter
yes,
63, I love
A lot
it.
of hard work.
Absolutely.
Yes, chapter 63.
So were you always into sports and fitness, Susie?
No, I never was an athlete. I grew up, I had 4 brothers who, I think one of them played football. I just didn't grow up in a house where there was a lot of athletes. So no, I was not interested in being an athlete. I did pick up sports with, like friends, kickball, dodgeball, those kind of things,
Right.
baseball in the streets or on a court or something. But as far as being in an organized sport, I never.
Okay.
No.
And I mean, I know that you went through some sort of transformation as well, your own personal transformation.
Yes.
So let's look at this. Tell us about this photo.
Okay.
I mean,
Let's see.
I have to tell you, I saw this when I saw this, I was shocked because I've only ever known you like the photo on the left.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about.
Okay. Oh, okay. So this was, I probably was in my like late 40s, probably,
Okay.
at an event celebrating someone who had just retired. So I was in my late 40s at this point.
Okay.
Again, not being athletic at all. I mean, I was a member of a lot of big box gyms. I would go, had personal trainers, things like that, but was not getting any results. And probably because I wasn't getting the nutritional education to go along with what I was doing to work out for my body.
Right.
And so that, in effect, did not present any results for me. So, yeah, so that's what that picture is all about. And the picture you see on the left is after I had met Dr. Tremaine Young and got the education as far as how to do the nutrition along with working out. So,
beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's
how old were you
on
transformation on the left?
So that was like 2016. So that was like 4 years ago. So 59.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. That's
I mean,
crazy.
look at the difference. I mean, in my 40s and then 59. Yeah. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And so what
Crazy.
made you decide to finally make that change, though? Like, what did you say was, enough was enough?
I had a friend of mine from work actually kind of talked me into starting to run.
Okay.
And so I gave her a fight a long time, wouldn't do it. And then finally one day I just said, you know what? Yes, I'll meet you on a trail. And this was once on a Saturday. So we just started running. And then the two of us joined a group. And then once we joined the group, more people came in to join that group.
Nice.
And so I got into it, got that runner's high. So that was the beginning. And then again, not seeing any changes in my body as far as, a definition, losing the weight, nothing like that. And then another friend of mine introduced me to Dr. Tremaine Young. And so she invited me to come to a 5 a.m. workout with her, which I didn't make the morning that I was supposed to go. I did not make 5 a.m.
Right.
But I made the next day at 5:30. When I got there, he was actually doing paperwork. He wasn't having class that day.
Okay.
So I walk in, introduce myself. He goes, "Are you Jamie's friend?" And I said, "Yes, I'm Jamie's friend." He goes, "You were supposed to come yesterday." And I'm like, "I know, I overslept, didn't get up." So it was just me. He didn't turn me away, tell me to come back the next day. It was just me and doing a one-on-one with him. And I tell you that I got murdered. My body had never been through a workout such as that ever in life.
And I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because when I had Dr. Trey on the show, I mean, I mentioned as well that the first time I did the TFT workout, like, what the hell is that? I almost died, I swear.
Mm-hmm. This was actually before TFT was launched. So
so he just did a workout with you.
Yeah, that's another workout with me. So it was before TFT was launched.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he just took me through a series of exercises and beat me up pretty bad. At that time, I was still, and now I had a member, and I still have a membership at a big box gym. And at that time, I don't think I had I got rid of the trainer because, again, like I said, I wasn't seeing any results in my body. So I was not working with the trainer at the time, so I was doing things on my own, lifting and things like that. But to go through what he put me through was just amazing, and that was actually right before Christmas, 2011. So I've been working out with Dr. Trey. Going on 9 years, so a little bit over 8 years that I've been working with him. Yes. So
that's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about your ability to train the way that you do, and of course more about your nutrition and your diet, because you said, of course, that's what played and continues to play such a large role in how you maintain your incredible physique and incredible mindset.
Yeah.
So when we come back, we're going to get into that.
All right.
Hello everyone, my name is Jermaine Chambers, and I'm very excited to tell you about the newest political and current affairs program coming here to Brampton. It's called On Point.
The first step of true reconciliation is learning more about one another.
Join us on Tuesdays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. as we discuss all the issues.
I will never forget the trust you put in me.
Municipal, provincial, federal, and any issue of national importance. we will talk about on Point. So do join us.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
So there you are, Susie. Check you out, killing it as usual, which is what I always see on your social media feed. Look at that. My goodness. So I mentioned, or you mentioned, Dr. Tremaine Young, and like as I said before as well, I was fortunate enough to have him on the show a few months ago. You started working out of the TFT lab, you mentioned, and now you even teach classes there. So bring us up to that point. How did that all progress? You went from missing day one to now teaching there. So take us through that process.
Yeah. Okay, so real quick. So again, like I said, I started working out with Dr. Trey in 2011, and my transfer. Okay, so as far as my transformation, but probably, I mean, I was disobedient because Dr. Trey kept telling me day one to cut out the bread, to cut out the sugar, and he didn't say, he wasn't trying to turn me vegan because he didn't mention meat, but he just said cut out the bread, cut out the sugar.
Right.
And I was a bread eater, and I love sweets, so those two things was like, didn't want to hear it. Didn't want to hear it. And then, so like two years later, I decided, you know what, I'm going to give this a try. It took me 2 years.
Yeah. Okay.
And so once I did that, it was probably, I would say in a matter of like a month, I started seeing changes in my body.
Wow.
And so that would happen to be like it had to be like 2014, because I went to Italy in 2015 with some friends, and they were all just like, just unbelievable. Couldn't believe the changes in my body. Just
Italy.
Yeah, they couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you went there and you had no bread?
I had no bread.
What?
I had no bread. And it was hard. I mean, trust me, those croissants that came out like fresh every day. No, I couldn't
smell.
do it. So I had to smell everything. The pizza.
Yeah.
It was a killer. It was a killer. But I stuck to it.
Good for you.
And yes.
I think that's an important point, though, that you said that, it took you 2 years, and I think that sometimes, we can be really hard on ourselves thinking, I have to make this change tomorrow, and I failed, so I didn't do it. So I think I'm really glad that you said that, that it took you 2 years to really make that decision to say, you know what, I'm going to really decide to make this change for myself.
Yes, for myself, right.
Yeah.
And so I did. So that, like, again, that was 2014 that I made that change. And then 2016, just from like October, the fall of 2016, Dr. Tremaine Young again came to me and just, asked me about teaching. And he says, what I want you to do, I want you to start like a small group. He says, women. And he goes, and you can call it whatever you want to call it. And so I said, okay. So I called it Happy Hour. First I said Happy Hour with Susie.
Nice.
And then I changed it to Susie Happy Hour. So we met on Friday. So that's how it started. So we met on Fridays at 6 p.m. and we did that for it was like an 8-week program. And I mean, I had women with friends that I knew, of course, and there was women that I didn't know who came and joined us. And sometimes we had women of like 15 women.
Wow.
And they were all probably, like 40s, 50s, 60s who came and joined, and we just had a great time for like 8 weeks, and it was amazing. So again, Happy Hour is how I got into instructing physical fitness under Dr. Tremaine Young.
Oh, that's incredible. That's an amazing story.
Yes.
And so what is your practice like? So for your personal regiment, so how consistent do you need to be? How many times a week are you working out? Let's talk about that.
Okay, so this is me. I don't say this for anybody else, but for me, I work out every day. Some days
Okay.
it's twice a day. So 7 days a week, I'm working out.
Okay.
And then some of those days it's twice a day. And then sometimes I'll come home, like yesterday, I came home and I did a workout. So in my, private time. So, it
Right.
just depends. It's 3 times a day. And there was a time when I would work out in the morning, like at the early morning class, and then
Hmm.
I would go work out again right after that class. Go
Wow.
to work, come to the evening class. After the evening class, I would go work out again. So there was a time when I was doing it 4 times a day.
Oh my goodness.
And that's when I started seeing the major changes in my body when I
Right.
was just being very, very disciplined in training because I wanted to look good. I wanted to look good and I wanted to feel good. And a lot of people
Right.
say it's not about the look, but it's about the look. For women, it is about the look. I wanted to feel
Absolutely.
good and I wanted to look good. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And so for
hmm
and I'm, again, you say an important point. You say, good for you. So why do you say for you that works, you know, 2 to 4 times a day at one point? Why do you say that for you specifically?
Okay, for one reason, it could be time because everybody doesn't have the time to do it.
Right.
I live alone. My son is grown. He's married, has his own family, so it's just me taking care of me. So
Right.
I have the time to do it.
Right.
And then other times it could be the discipline. You have to discipline yourself to and want to be disciplined enough to work out. And a lot of people don't have the mindset. So it's a mental thing for me. It's a mental thing. It's where
Right.
it starts. If you believe yourself, but you have goals that you want to meet, it's all going to start here. It's
Yes.
all going to start up there. You have to
Absolutely.
believe it, you have to see it, and then you have to act on it. Um,
Absolutely.
that's why I say a lot of it's for me personally. I don't preach that to anybody else, but just for me. If anybody comes to me, ask me, how did you do this 4 times a day? Yes, I will give them how to do it. But as far as like pushing it on someone, I don't do that
Right.
on
Right.
how
I
times
love
a day
that.
you
That's
should
that's
work.
that's important to say
Yeah.
because, like you said, there's so many factors that go into,
Yes.
how we are living day to day. Do you have young kids?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have elderly parents? All of
Yes.
these factors that can influence,
All these
what is
factors,
suitable
exactly.
for us, and also your goals, right?
Right.
Our goals are all different
Yes.
as
And
well.
your goals, exactly.
Um,
Right.
so let's talk about diet because that was obviously and is important in terms of how
Mm-hmm.
you made the transformation and so on, how you feel day to day.
Okay.
So talk about that shift
Yes.
a little bit more.
Okay. So I don't call it a diet. I call it lifestyle. So I did a lifestyle change because
Right.
a diet to me is something that you do temporarily, right?
Right.
And then you go back because sometimes diet is not sustainable, so you do it for a while, lose the weight, get to how you want to look, get down into that dress that for an occasion,
Right.
and then after that you're going back to your old self again, going back to those old habits. But for me it's a lifestyle change because it's been like I said, 2014, so it's going on 6 years that I've changed it for the lifestyle change that I made.
Right.
And again, I started with the bread. I started with the, no bread, no sugar. And then I went to no meat. I mean, I just completely became vegan.
Wow.
And it's been, but I don't like to say vegan anymore. I like to call myself plant-based. So I'm
Plant-based, yes.
plant-based, plant-based,
And was
plant-based
that a
lifestyle.
gradual? I mean, you're saying obviously the meat came later, but even with the breads and the sugar, did that come like was that also a gradual process for you?
No, I
That
was
was cold
cold
turkey.
turkey. I went straight. I jumped in.
Good for
It was
you.
no baby steps. I just did it. I just did it.
Just
I just
ready.
started listening to what he was saying. I was ready to do it. I was ready to see changes because I'm working hard for 2 years because I'm not listening to what he's telling me,
Right.
and I'm not really seeing any major changes in my body. So one day I just woke up and said, you know what? I got to make this change. I
Right.
need to make this change, and it starts now. And so I did. I cut out bread. I cut out the sugar, and then eventually I cut out all meat because I wasn't really a bit meat eater anyway. So I was eating
Mhm.
most like the chicken. I had gone away from the red meat. I had gone away
Mhm.
from pork. And so my thing was, and I really wasn't really a big seafood eater, but I would eat
Mhm.
seafood whenever. And so then one day I just said, you know what? I'm done with meat. I'm done. So
Wow.
yeah, I just jumped all in.
Ah, good
hmm
for you. Good for you.
Yes. So, and I feel amazing. Some of the things that I do, like I used to do pull-ups. There was one point, I did like 200 pull-ups a day. And now I
What?
would break it down. Yes. I would break it down to like maybe and sometimes it was more than that because some days it would be more than that, maybe like 400 pull-ups a day because I would break them down into sections of 50.
Who are
Okay.
you?
Yeah. Because I had goals. I mean, I had goals. I wanted my body to be a certain way,
Yeah.
and how I wanted to feel a certain way. So I was doing like 50, at times 50%, 50 pull-ups before I would go to work, and then I'll come home in the evening and do maybe like 100 after working out in the evening with Dr. Trey. I would go to a certain place and I would do like 100 pull-ups. So I was doing a lot of pull-ups in one particular day. So
I'm
some days
speechless.
200, some days would be, yes, I would get them in. I would get them in. You hear me?
Yeah, I got it in.
Yes.
I love it, Susie. Okay, so when we come back, I want to talk. My next question for you is the difference. So you'll have a little bit of time to think about it. The difference in how you feel between working out in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, or whatever was happening in between that time, because you said you didn't start working out until a little bit later. But when we come back, we're going to dive into that. So see you soon on Shaping Life.
Okay. All right.
I'm your host, Erica Elita, and this is What Matters on TCN Network. What I do every week is I cover what matters to our audience.
So welcome back to Shaping Life. We're here with, I said, too hot for the internet, but she is just too hot for everything, I think. Miss 400 pull-ups a day, Miss Susie Turner, incredible lady here we're talking to. So thank you for all that are watching live now. I asked you, Susie, just before the break to think about or to answer this question. What's the difference for you in terms of how you feel? I won't even say just fitness in between your 40s, 50s, and 60s, but how you feel in those ranges. How do you feel in your life, in your body, in your mind, all of those things?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'll start with in my 40s. I was having some, even before that, but in my 40s, I was having some digestive issues to where, and I won't get too gross about it, but to where I wasn't having regular bowel movements.
Right.
Okay, and so I, going to the doctor, they would put me on, their medications, and going to like a health food store, and the health food lady, when she saw me when I came in, she touched my stomach and she was like, "It's like a 2-pound baby inside of you." And I'm like, "What?" Yes, because I was having some issues, and so she put me on like a detox. And I was, had started that, but I couldn't. These pills were huge, and I just couldn't. These capsules rather were huge,
right?
And I just have, I don't like taking medication anyway. And then the size of those capsules was just like choking me. So I didn't stay consistent taking those at all. And so going through my 40s, I was still having, digestive issues. And then in 55, I was around 55 when I met Dr. Tremaine Young, and then listened to him again about the bread and the dairy, and not taking heed to that. And then when I was turned to like, I would say it had to be like 58 when I finally listened to him about the bread and the dairy and came off of that. Trish, I tell you, my body changed. I was seeing regular bowel movements 2-3 times a day, and I was just it just blew me away, and I just couldn't believe how much energy I had, the clarity, the itchy skin, which told me that I had parasites, right? Because my skin was
right.
itchy because, all these toxins had built up in my body. And so once I did that bread, no dairy, and just to see the changes and how I felt, the clarity of my mind and just
Wow.
energy galore. You have more energy than I've had in a long, long time. And just feeling great, just feeling cute, women, we like to feel cute.
I love it. Feel cute. Absolutely.
Want to feel cute.
Oh my gosh, Miss Susie, you're incredible.
Yes.
So let's talk now about Beautiful Naturally. Let's talk about how that developed.
Okay, so that came about also around the same time that I did Susie Happy Hour with Susie.
Okay.
And so that was like 2016, October 2016 is when I established Beautiful Naturally.
Okay.
And, I've always, growing up in a family, my father was an entrepreneur, just seeing the things that he went through and all the different things that he tried until something stuck. And he had a, Turner Garage, we had Turner Market, and then finally Turner Paving. And Turner Paving is in its third generation today.
Oh,
so
incredible.
it's still striving. So that's how I grew up. I grew up my father was a hustler.
Right.
He had he and my mom had 11 children. I'm number 9 of those children.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a lot. But it was like we all did not live in, everybody goes, oh my God, how'd you got? No, we did not all live in the same house together. I have sisters that are more like aunts and uncles, brothers that are more like uncles because they're a lot older than I am.
Right.
But that's how I grew up. Probably grew up around 5 or 6 siblings in the house at the time that I grew up. So my father he was out there making sure that we had food, that we had a house, that we had a roof over our head, cars to drive. That's what he did, and he was very successful at it. And so then that spirit jumped off on me. The entrepreneur spirit jumped off on me. So and I knew years ago that I wanted to do something. Didn't know what I wanted to do. I had a girlfriend that I confided in, talked to her. She was, because she was in the same boat. She knew she wanted to do something, but wasn't quite sure. So we would conversations bouncing off each other. And then one day I told her, I said, I know it's something to do with women, but I still don't know what it is.
Right.
And then again, after, it's funny how life takes you down different paths.
Absolutely.
You meet people who help orchestrate your life.
Absolutely.
And then Dr. Young, that's what he did. He helped orchestrate my life, and I didn't know that that's what the purpose of meeting him was about. That's the purpose of meeting him was about, helping me orchestrate what I wanted to do. And then again, like I said, the opportunity to do Susie Happy Hour, and then that right there that just set me. I said, this is it. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to train women. I want to be with women who want to be fit, who have the desire to be fit, not necessarily just like fit in your body, but fit in your mind, just fit, just personally, your personal life, spiritually, you want to be fit. And so that's the direction that I took. It's like Beautiful Naturally. It's about being you to the full, to the overflow. Just helping people just be emotionally healthy, spiritually healthy, physically healthy. And again, it's for everybody, but I'm especially gearing towards women. And now my goal is for women that's fit over 50, fit over 60, that you can be fit even in your 50s and your 60s, that you can be fit.
Yes.
You don't have to sit around and take on all these ailments that people think when you're 50, you're supposed to feel this, you're supposed to have arthritis, you're not supposed to move. You're supposed to dress a certain way. No. No. No.
Well, we know hot stuff. Look at
you. Life is for you to live any way you want to live. Don't let anybody put you in a box.
I love it.
Right there. Yes, exactly. You dress the way you want to dress. Don't let anybody tell you how to dress.
Look at those cute pants. Of course.
Yes.
Tell them.
Exactly. Yes. No.
So let's also talk about, just before we talk about it, I actually want to shoot up a video if we can, again, just of you doing a workout here. But, we want to talk about also when natural hair meets fitness, because this is such an important topic, especially for Black women.
Yes.
Because it's, it's a major issue, right? There's a lot to deal with hair. And, that's important. I don't know if we'll be able to shoot to the video, but please, you can start talking about that, Susie.
Okay, so that came to me again, like you covered it all. Women of color using excuses not to work out because I got a hair appointment, or I can work out only 2 days this week because my hair appointment is Wednesday. So you won't see me the rest of the week because my hair got to stay fresh for the weekend.
Right.
So we got all kind of excuses that we use. I just got my hair done, girl. I can't sweat my hair out because I just got my hair blown out and
exactly
all that. Yes.
Yeah, so I want to go into that just a little bit more because I think sometimes people watching may not get the fullness of that. They might think, well, I have a hair appointment and I can go work out afterwards. Let's talk about that a little bit more. Why is that important? Share some of the experiences that you've had with women.
Even personally myself, I was one of those who, I've been natural for, it's been a long time, 20 plus years that I've been natural. But I still, even though I was natural all those years, it took me a long time to actually embrace the curl that I wear now, my curl, my natural curl. It took me a long time to embrace it. So I was still, I would work out and have a hair appointment, but like I said, you wouldn't see me again until maybe like Monday or Tuesday the following week because I just got my hair done, and didn't want to sweat that hair out, and didn't want to wash it. I didn't want to wash my hair because I had somebody to do that for me. And then one day, I decided, what? Again, the revelation came to me. It's like, okay, you need to start doing more for your body.
Right.
And so then I started, doing my own, got rid of my beautician, started doing my own hair so that I could work out more. I could work out more by doing my own hair.
Absolutely.
Go home after a workout, wash my hair, and I put that, get that flat iron out and flat iron that hair before I could go to work. I thought the hair had to look a certain way for me to be in society, because society makes you think that if your hair is not straight, if your hair is not a certain way, hey, this is not acceptable. And I worked and I still work in HR. So HR is back in the day, very stuffy looking, and you had to wear a certain suit to work, and your hair had to be a certain way.
Right.
And that's how I was. And I was geared. I was had been geared towards that way, educated that way. This is how I'm supposed to look because I'm an HR professional, right? And so and then one morning, it's so funny because one morning I decided, I'm just going to embrace my curl. So I went to work out, came home, washed my hair, left it in the natural state.
Right.
Okay. I drove to work, all the way to work. I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? Why did I do this? Just fighting myself the whole way to work. And then I sat in the car for like a half an hour before I got out, before I even walked in the building. Just because I was just like, my boss is going to send me home, which is, I don't care. That didn't bother me. Just send me home if you need to. But just not being accepted because I'm decided to wear the hair that came out of my head, the hair that I was born with. And so I walk in, and people, it's so funny because people didn't recognize me. They, walked right by my desk. I'm sitting there and they would just take a double take. And then they would come back and go, Susie, is that you? And I'm like, yes. And I got a lot of compliments, so it made me feel, some better. And then my boss came out and she was like, oh my God, Susie, wow. She said, I love it. And I'm not, thinking that she was going to be the one who sent me home. But she said, I love it. And even to this day, she just tells me, I can't remember what you look like with straight hair. She goes, I love this natural look.
Incredible.
And this is what she does. This is what she does when there's somebody. Because my boss is the head of HR for all of Ohio for JP Morgan Chase.
Okay. Wow.
And so she talks to a lot of people, meets a lot of people. And so there's people that she'll meet who are struggling with their natural hair. And what does she do? She sends them to me to have me educate them, help them out, And so I say at Chase, I have a lot of clients at Chase due to natural hair.
So, I love it. I love it.
Yes.
When we come back, we're going to dig in a little bit more about that. This is such a great conversation we're having here, Susie. Thank you. So we're going to dive in a little bit more about when natural hair meets fitness. And go into also a little bit more about some of the events that you've recently participated in. So we'll see you soon on Shaping Life.
Hello everyone, my name is Jermaine Chambers, and I'm very excited to tell you about the newest political and current affairs program coming here to Brampton. It's called On Point.
The first step of true reconciliation is learning more about one another.
Join us on Tuesdays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. as we discuss all the issues.
I will never forget the trust you put in me.
Municipal, provincial, federal, and any issue of national importance we will talk about on Point. So do join us.
At Benjamin Law, we understand the real cost of personal injuries. As the victim of an accident, you may be the one who's physically hurt, but your main concern is that your family are the ones who will pay the price. Benjamin Law will be there for you, helping, supporting, and working tirelessly to resolve your personal injury case. Call 1-855-899-4878 or visit benjaminlaw.ca and let our family of lawyers help your family.
So that's an event, Susie, that you had put together when
Yes.
Natural Hair Meets Fitness.
Yes, this is actually the one you're seeing now is my second one. My first one was in 2017.
Okay.
And this one, we just had it in August of 2019. And so I have professional hairstylists that come in to give tips and things that you can do, after your workout, before your workout, the things to do with your hair. Skincare professional came in to talk about the skincare portion of it, how to treat our skin before workout, making sure that you remove all that makeup, because, we like to put that makeup on our faces. And so, talk about removing the makeup and then making sure that you clean the skin again after your workout to get rid of all that sweat and from your face. And so skincare professional comes in, Dr. Tremaine Young, even when I presented this idea to him about when natural hair meets fitness, he was right on board. And because I knew that we needed to have somebody on board to talk about nutrition.
Right.
And so Dr. Trey, he's very knowledgeable in a lot of areas, and nutrition is one of those areas because, he helped me out so much that I knew that he had the knowledge to present to women. And it's funny because when he is probably one girl told me he's my favorite, of all the speakers that speak, she just loves the way, just loves listening to him because he's so knowledgeable about a lot of stuff. But the nutrition piece, he gets a lot of questions. A lot of people come to him afterwards. So I knew that nutrition was a big part of it.
Definitely.
And so we have him on board as far as, being a doctor, being able to talk about certain things that, women go through. And again, like I said, the nutrition piece. And then after it's all over, we get lunch, we break for lunch. And then after lunch, we come back, there could be like a skit or somebody singing or whatever. And then at the end of the day, we have a workout. So like a 20 minute workout, just to show ladies, hey, you can move your body, move, just get up and move, like 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, whatever it is, you got to move. You just can't stay sedentary. You have to get up and move. So so that is when natural hair meets fitness. Just giving some important tips to people. And that's one thing somebody said to me that they talked to a particular person about coming, and it was a beautician, and she said no because she thought that I was trying to take business from her by telling people to go natural. And I said, this is not what it's about. No, this is not about making anybody go natural. You wear your hair any way you want to wear it. If you still want to get your chemical, get your chemical.
Absolutely.
Do we talk about that? Yes, we talk about it because, chemicals are not great. It's not good as putting that stuff into your hair, even though we did it for years. But we learned, and we're still trying to help people. But there's beauticians out there, that's their lifeline. They still want to, sell that product, and they do it. So it's not about telling people how to wear your hair. It's about educating you that you can wear your hair a certain way, but you can't. But you still need to work out. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. And that you have a choice, right? It's just a choice to be made.
Yes, you have a choice.
There's education, and then you can make a choice after that education.
And then you make your decision. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Right.
You have this amazing clip, the short clip in a post on Instagram that I love. Let's just take a look at that.
Okay. Oh.
I love it. Loving the natural look, natural hair. You say no makeup. This is in your post itself.
Just a pop of lip color. Yeah, just a pop of color on the lips. Yes.
Absolutely. I love it. For flawless skin. Yes. Clean your skin and moisturize at least twice a day with products that work for you.
Twice a day.
Lots
exactly.
Of water. Hydrate, hydrate. You got this.
Hydrate. So, yes.
How do you determine which products?
Water bottle. This is this is my water bottle. I don't know if you can see it. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Bottle. And I drink at least I would say at least 3 of these a day.
Wonderful.
Some days I'm better. Some days it's 4. But I drink a lot of water. I try to get a gallon in a day.
Nice.
I try. Some days, like I said, some days are better than others. So
of course.
Hydration, because our bodies are made of water, and we lose a lot of water, through urination, through sweating. So we have to
Right.
put that water back into our bodies.
Right.
It's highly important. And then taking care of the skin, like you said, twice a day. You know, if you wear makeup, you make sure you remove all that before workout, or if you don't work out, make sure you remove it, you know, before you go to bed at night. You have to take care of your skin.
Right.
It's just vitally important. So,
And how do you
yes.
determine, Susie, which products are good for you? How do you decide that?
See me, I'm a person, I have, and it's been this way for me for a long time, even when growing up, I have very sensitive skin. And so I try not to tell people, you know, what products that they should use. But for me, I have to go based on the, you know, the ingredients in the product based on to what I can use. Because again, I have the skin that breaks out if I use something harsh. I
Okay.
can't, you know, I take it out. I have to and go back and read the ingredients, and it's something that I can't use. So,
Right.
but I do find something like something that doesn't lather. That's what I use. I don't use a lather on my skin. I have to use like a cream, something
Okay.
cream based to
And can
cleanse
you
my
educate
skin.
us a bit about that then? Why is that so important, the lather as opposed to not?
Okay, so again, like for me,
Right.
lather I think is kind of like dries the skin.
Okay.
For me,
Right.
it's like a drying, like a tight, dry feeling. And even with your moisturizer, I put moisturizer on after I use a lather. It's like my skin just stays real tight, and I don't like that feeling. So I like to have my skin to be lubricated and moisturized. I like that hydrated skin feel
Love it.
and look. So that's
Love
why I
it.
don't do the lather. I do the
Okay.
cream cleanser.
Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, that's helpful.
Sure.
You know, I want to jump to also, you know, your before we run out of time, your We Fit Together Gala. There's a video
Yes.
here that I think hopefully we can pull up in a moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're doing an intro with Dr. Trey. Let's see if we can find it.
Okay. And so this came about, I had my first one in 2018, and hoping you'd bring it back in 2020, this year. No, probably 2020, not this year, 2021, because I want to
Okay.
make it bigger and better. So I'm talking to some people about making it bigger and better, and so bringing it back in 2021. But it was an idea that I had. We Fit Together. It's like different organizations, no matter what you do, if you do yoga, if you do boot camp, if you skateboard, if you jump rope,
Right.
it doesn't matter. You're getting fit, and it's like we're all fit together. You have a piece, I have a piece. It's like that puzzle coming together.
Right.
And we're just all coming together, just helping each other, supporting each other, building that bridge together, just walking together hand in hand, and then just celebrating everybody. It's a celebration evening where we come together, not asking anybody for anything. Only thing I ask you to do is not come dressed in your workout gear. Come cleaned up, dressed up,
Come
be
in
as
looking
fancy as you
cute.
want to be. Come in looking cute. Yes. Come in looking fabulous. Absolutely. And that's what they did. They came in looking sharp.
Oh,
So
I love it. I
and
think
that's
we've
what
got
makes
it. Can
fun
we?
is to celebrate.
Oh, I love it. Let's see if we can pull it up. I think we've got it.
Okay.
Hey, it's Susie from Susie TV. I am back on the air this Saturday, December the 7th, 2019 at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern.
If she was here, if she was still living, she would be right here tonight.
Hey,
She would have
Callie.
been a big integral part of this program, put this program together. There she is. There we are. Very, very good friend of mine. We lost her to stomach cancer last November. And just a young, beautiful soul, beautiful spirit, and I miss her so dearly. Even through this planning, you don't know how many times I called after her going, I wish you were here. You just don't know. I wish you were here, because she would have, like I said, been a very, very big part of me helping planning this. She would have been, even tonight, she would have been sitting right here in this front row, being my biggest cheerleader. She was my biggest cheerleader. And I didn't know Charlotte that very long, probably like 2 or 3 years, and our relationship was just so, even in that short time, we just had a beautiful relationship, and I miss her so very much. So that's my girl. Rest in peace, Charlotte. I miss you so very much.
So we jumped a little bit from Susie TV, which hopefully we'll have a moment to talk about as well. But then we got back there to that We Fit Together, and I hope I didn't make you too emotional. I know that we have to, mention Charlie. I mean, I got the pleasure of meeting your dear friend a few years ago, and obviously you dedicate the evening to that. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so Charlotte, I met her actually, probably end of 2015. And we just, I don't know, just like 2015, probably like early part of 2016. I'm thinking it's 2016. This is like we just connected. I met her one morning. She was coming in to work out with Dr. Trey. We said hello and things like that. And then we just kind of like went on our separate way. And then one day, I don't know what it was, after a workout in the evening, we just connected. And after we connected, it was just like we were together. We were just two peas in a pod. And she is just, like a beautiful spirit. I keep in touch with her daughter and her grandkids, like Christy. I mean, I keep in touch with her, making sure she's good. And yeah, she's just a big part. And she would be, like the event that just happened last week. I thought about her last weekend.
Yes.
I know she would have been there. She would have been on that, trying to get the mic from me to do, to say something, to do something. That's just the kind of person she was. She was just like for like Susie Happy Hour. Dr. Trey calls her my sidekick. I think is what he calls her. My hype man. She was my hype man.
Your hype man.
Because she was. When I'm leading the class, she was right there with me. Encouraging the people, building them up, just being Charlotte, just being energetic Charlotte. So she was my hype man for Susie Happy Hour. Yeah.
Oh, that's so beautiful, and it's so beautiful and touching to see the connection, the relationship you guys had, and that you could take that moment to dedicate that portion of the evening and the event.
And it meant a lot to her daughter, because I sent the clip to her daughter, and she was like, and she posted it immediately on her page and just told people, see, my mom is still reaching, touching people's lives. And I said, Christy, she will always touch and reach people, even in her passing, even though she's not here earthly, her spirit still lives on.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
She's just an amazing person.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Susie.
Absolutely,
So you made a brief mention, and just before we finish up today, about the event that you participated in, or did you actually create the event, or did you participate in this event last week?
I participated in the event.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that.
It's the Diva Movement. She is Noni Banks is the founder, owner of the Diva Movement.
Okay.
And so she's into helping women, small, minority, it doesn't matter. It's all women who are, small business owners. And she's, into helping them, explode into the community, into the network. And so she invited me to come because she just said, I think this would be a great opportunity for you to get more exposure, at this event, with your events that you have and the things that you're doing in the community. She says, you need to get more exposure and I want you to come. And so I came to that, and we had, it was just amazing. The energy that the TFT family brought to the section that I did, because I spoke about my fitness journey, and then I led a TFT workout, and just having the TFT family there to support me. Dr. Trey was there, and just having, his energy, because, he's the founder of TFT, so he wouldn't be right, because he asked me, he goes, can I come? I'm like, Dr. Trey, you are the owner. You're the founder.
Absolutely.
You have to be there. And so I went to Noni and I said, I mentioned to her, and I said, Dr. Young has to be here. She goes, oh, no problem. Absolutely, no problem. So he came, just brought the energy, and our section, our segment was, everybody's still talking about it. Noni, the owner, she put a post yesterday out on Facebook and just said that, how much life that TFT gave her. She said Susie,
absolutely.
But I just say TFT. The TFT gave her life. And so she's looking forward to coming to, for her own personal training, because everybody who came, who signed up for on the sheet will get a personal training either with myself, or they'll be able to come in and do a group workout with all of the TFT family. So waiting to hear back from her which experience they want. Do they want to see one-on-one, or do they want to come in and work out with the family? So
that's beautiful. So those pictures we showed while you were talking about it, those weren't from the event, but we did want to highlight that you are highly involved in the community. You are doing these workouts, you're speaking, you're educating, and, again, just bringing community together about health, wellness, fitness, self-care, and
that's my goal. I just want to inspire. That's one of my goals. I just want to be an inspiration to women, but to everybody, but especially to women. I just want to just be an inspiration, a motivation to women. Just get up and move. Don't sit down. Get up, and no matter how old you are, get up and move. Don't sit there just because you're a certain age. Get up, move, do something.
Well, chapter
Yes.
63, Susie, you have many chapters ahead of you, and you truly are the inspiration that you are trying to be. So, thank you very much for taking the time to be here
You.
again. But I'm so glad we actually got to
Yes,
finally
we
have this
got it.
conversation.
Yes, we got it. If not, you know what I was gonna do? Get on a flight. I'm like, I'm flying to Toronto. We're gonna make this thing happen.
I love it. You're
In
like, I'm
person.
coming.
I'm on my way to Toronto. I'm coming.
I love it. Well, I would have been happy to have you in studio.
I know you would. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. This has been amazing. I love the energy. I love the spirit connection that we have. And,
Absolutely.
you
Same here.
like I said, day one when I met you, you were amazing. So
Oh,
yes.
I thank you so much. Thank you very much, Susie.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you. I appreciate the TFT family, everybody in Ohio. Thank you, whoever's watching today, and everybody else that's tuned in today. Thank you, Miss
Yes.
Susie Turner, and thank you
Thank
for everyone
you.
tuning into Shaping Life. So have a wonderful rest of the week.
Thanks. You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.